So you believe in semen retention?
Brother, I believe in semen retention because I understand what it is and the power that it has. I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself, but the reason you've been programmed to is because you watch.
Do you let sometimes?
Of course.
Okay, every once in a while. Every once in a while.
Of course, brother.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But I believe, but here's the thing, and this is why I love these conversations, bro, is because sentences like that are going to garner so much attention. Be like, what the f is this dude talking about? But whenever you peel back the layers a little bit, right, there are principles here that can be applied to every single aspect of life.
Yeah.
Right? And it's so funny. Like, we'll sit here and talk for an hour, and you could break up every 10-minute segment, and there are common themes, right? So earlier I talked about not chasing instant gratification. I talked about...
not chasing instant gratification is coming every time.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally, dude. And it all translates to every area of life. It's discipline. It's discipline.
Brother, and the funniest thing is, bro, that, and I know you know this to be true, I was telling you about Meditations being the most impactful book I've ever read in my entire life. You have your own favorite books. Marcus Aurelius, to me, is the GOAT.
You know why he's the GOAT? Is because a person that is a weakling and has no power, there is no merit in that person being a good man. A man that has everything and the power and is still a good man and is tested through that, that is the definition of somebody that is a total G, bro.
And you know that, bro, the hardest thing, right? Discipline. Oh, the hardest thing is what makes life the easiest. And it's paradoxical because motherfuckers just won't do it. And
it's the pain of discipline versus the pain of regret, dude.
Dude, and it's,
which one is worse? Dude, get a little discipline.
Bro, bro, I don't want to sound like a football coach, but like, bro, it's seriously.
Whoever went to the gym, worked out, and regretted it.
Exactly.
Nobody.
Exactly.
Whoever didn't go to the gym, got fat, and regretted it. A ton of people.
So what do you do? Let me ask you this. We talked about it last night at dinner. I want to talk about it again. What do you do every day? I try and reel these conversations in a little bit. Like, how do you practice discipline and how do you preserve your energy?
So every single day, as soon as I wake up, I go for a walk, right? So I don't want to be in a sedentary lifestyle. As soon as I wake up, I'm out of the fucking bed. Like, I'm off of it. Is my hair okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm off of it. I'm in a situation where I'm active, I'm ready, and I'm moving. What's Newton's law?
What is set in motion stays in motion?
Yeah, Newton's law, which states that what is set in motion stays in motion, dictates that once you start operating your day, you can use it and continue going. So you talked about, I don't eat as long as possible because I operate smoother, I operate quicker, I'm faster, more agile. And that's true. So the system shoves you cornflakes and skim milk and chocolate milk and Cheerios in the morning, and then you wonder why you can't focus, why you can't self-develop during the morning. My morning routine, very simple. I do 3 things. I go for a walk, 15 minutes, I tan, and I stretch. Every single day, that is a requirement.
Yep.
Why do I tan? Vitamin D helps my melatonin sleep cycles, and ultimately, it's gonna make me look more plump, ultimately making me more money. So health, wealth, all of it, that's covered. So when I'm walking, I perceive it as a business play. I don't perceive it as a chore. I'm making money by going on a walk. I'm making money by getting tan and getting healthy. Why? Because nobody's doing it. Because nobody's doing it. No, there's no Bro, guys, look at me. Anything that you want to do, do it. There's no competition. There's like, genuinely, there isn't that. You want to do YouTube, do YouTube. There's no competition. The amount of exploration, innovation, growth that is still out there that you can tap into is possible, dude.
Bro, we were talking about this the other day in the spa. Remember whenever you said, why does Kanye get the deals he gets? Why do these people get the deals they get? Because being a dope person makes you money, bro. People focus on everything but themselves. That's what you're trying to do, right?
I mean, but I'm not doing it for the money.
No, I know you're not, but it's gonna make you money.
I mean, yeah, but this is the byproduct. It happens. The guy that is the RPG character that's level 1 and is running around and gets viewed by all the other RPG characters versus the guy that's level 99 with the purple skin with fucking double swords. Everybody's like, oh, who the fuck's this guy? Oh, who's this expert? Who's this top G? Oh, who's this total absolute gangster? Who's this absolute monster in the game? How do you identify those things? By how they're moving, by what they're doing, by what they're wearing, by the things that by the things that they've obtained, not by being a level 1 dude, right? And sometimes in the Matrix, you have the level 1 guys that are absolute like goats and absolute killers. They're just like low key, but it's often not the case. So you have to play the part, bro.
Play the game.
Bro, I used to play a lot of games when I was young. I'm gonna take a hard left, sorry. But I just remembered I wanted to talk about this today. When it comes to the psyche and changing your world perspective, what's your opinion on psychedelics, psilocybin, LSD?
I think that they offer an altered state of consciousness, and the problem is people have never tapped into a different part of their mind, so they don't know what the mind is capable of. What psychedelics do, and I don't recommend them for everybody, but if somebody wants to explore them, go find an expert and try them. What it does is it rewires how you think. It rewires how you operate. So now you're in a situation where your brain is processing information in a different way. So psilocybin is extremely interesting, as well as lion's mane, which is a non-psychedelic mushroom. What they help with is neuroplasticity, neurogenesis, and creating new neural networks. So what is a new neural network doing? Finding a path of least resistance to transfer the electrical signals from the brain to the rest of the body, and between each neuron. So it's finding a new path, new neural networks, which means your brain is thinking differently in different times. So your goal by entering different states of consciousness is you're tapping into different possibilities of reality because you're processing information in a different way. So I recommend it, bro.
Anyway,
You love snowy up here,
I
bro.
know.
I fucking love it.
I know. You love glitches. You tried to buy @glitch on Instagram. Couldn't get it.
It wasn't possible. There's a real company out there.
Yeah, you own a real company. Come on now. But you're talking about money glitches, right? And I want to talk about seeing new money glitches at every level of the game, right? Because the other day we were at dinner, and we were having a civil disagreement about something, and you're like, dude, I believe you said I could show you a fucking easy way. You do $30 million in a month right now, and I was like, what? And the conversation just kept going. Are you still seeing new glitches at this stage?
Brother, every time, so money transfers, right? So money doesn't stay stagnant, money flows, right? So we talk about, I'll give you an understanding. I talked about this in another podcast, but I'll share it for your audience as well. When we talk about money, right, we need to understand terms. Terminologies, words are extremely important. So when we talk about cash flow, right, and we talk about liquidity, when we talk about fiat, and we talk about banks, and we talk about currency, all of these things are terms related to water, how water moves. So what dictates the flow of the current? The water bank, the bank. What is the current? The currency. Your goal is to take the currency, understand where the water bank is going to channel that, and where the flow of the water is going to go, position yourself in that situation, and you will get wet inevitably. So your goal is figuring out, where is the money going next? That's why you need to study billionaires, because they're telling you, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Larry Fink's out here being like, I'm focused on green renewable energy, carbon credits, climate change, whatever. These are all the niches that this guy's super interested in, and that's where his money and his investments are gonna go. So if you take these things, you become clever and utilize them, and you find a glitch.
Guess what,
Pretty straightforward, bro.
These billionaires, they're not working,
Bro, fuck working,
They're
bro.
using leverage in their mind.
Fuck working, bro.
They're spotting glitches, bro. My first
Henry Ford said it best, the hardest job in the world is to think, that's why people don't do it.
Yeah, so people would rather work 14
You get paid
hours
to
a day.
think, bro. I get paid to think. I expend so much energy right here, it's unbelievable. But it works.
It does work, bro. And you have powerful levers as well. So
let me ask you a question,
Okay.
because to me it's extremely important. You saw kind of like the people that I roll with, my group of friends,
Yes.
kind of, this is just a portion of it, it's just a couple of guys. How important, or what data set have you perceived with regards to building a powerful network, a network that supports you, that kind of, did you catch any of that this week?
Absolutely, bro. Well, I see the way that these individuals move, right? And I see the way that they. So you were talking about. I listened to you talk to Jordan. I listened to these guys talk to each other, and it's not about like, hey, how can we go and do a bunch more manual work and create this new super tedious system? It's like, okay, how do we identify the intersection between my skill set, your skill set, and both of our resources, and find money that's left on the table, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you there's 10, 15 conversations that will happen on this trip that will result in hundreds of thousands, if not millions of new
Absolutely.
dollars without
Leaving your
deploying-
space.
Yeah, without deploying any new effort.
It's just cross-pollinating and synergizing and figuring out how can we provide value to each other. People are like, oh, let's become business partners. No, let's just provide value to each other.
But we're just partners. Business, it's a video game.
Life is business.
Yeah, it is. And you know,
dude, you know when you're like playing Final Fantasy and you're like out here recruiting and like people start following you from the back, then you start defeating bigger enemies because you're more people. There's power in numbers, dude.
Brother, that's how everything everything that I've gotten thus far, the vast majority of it, you know how I made it happen, bro? I found 2 valuable resources and I connected them. Or I simply used leverage to find someone else's value and connect it with my audience, and I gave them upside. It's just connecting lines, bro. It's connecting dots.
I mean, that's all business is. Business is figuring out areas where you can provide value and middlemaning that experience from the consumer to the product or the consumer to the service and the idea. Like, that's literally what business is. It's just transactions between people.
And guess what, bro? If you're a dope person and you know dope people, and because you're a dope person, they like you, you can do that.
And the one word that I use, and this is the word for 2023 that I want you guys to write down, is undeniable. It's to become undeniable. It becomes so incredible, becomes so well developed that when somebody looks at you, you're undeniable. I don't know, let's use an example. Drake. Let's say Drake walks into any club, no reservation, any restaurant, no reservation. Do you think they're gonna say, no, we can't seat you? He's undeniable. He's gotten to the place where he's developed himself in such a way where he's perceived differently than the average person. So that needs to be taken into account. That needs to be studied. And he said it best. Everyone's fake. You can crack the code. What does it mean to crack the code? To be fucking legit.
And bro, and if you look at that, and yeah, he has a lot of money, of course. If he wanted to, he could buy the club. But guess what, bro? If you can look at that and you don't believe anything is possible by improving the self, guess what, bro? The reason he can do that is because of who he is.
Yeah.
Which means that if we pursue self-improvement and becoming the dopest person possible to the highest degree, the world around us will be fluid and bit into our will. Bro.
Absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely.
You can mold reality to whatever you want it to be because
by beating
energy.
By beating self. And
Miyamoto Musashi said it best.
Last question, I have to ask it again because, and by the way, I hope you guys see a change in me. I hope you see a change in this relationship dynamic from the first time that we did this video. Doing a lot of reading. Listen, the last question, because I talked to you about this on the last podcast as well, and a ton of positive comments about it. I asked you if I'm watching this video and I feel like I'm still, at step 0, right? What can I do right now? Last time we talked about push-ups, right? Which is one of those things, again, where you see it surface level and you're like, oh, what the fuck, go do push-ups? But it's very real, right? So I need another little piece of sauce, bro. If I'm watching this video right now,
go do some ab crunches. There's more millionaires than there are people with abs in America. So if you want to stand apart, if you want to stand unique, go do some push-ups.
Guess what, bro?
Go do some sit-ups.
Guess what, bro?
See you guys on the next one.
I thought being a millionaire was made me special, and then guess what? I made $1 million, and then I googled what percentage of Americans were millionaires, and I realized it's fucking 10%. Guess how many people have abs?
And people don't even realize that it's so many of us.
Guess how many people have abs? Like less than 100,000 in the United States. So
there you go. Go get chiseled.
Pursue self.
It's the name of the game, bro. Self-development, enjoying the matrix, enjoying the game, and understanding that yes, there are biases. Yes, the world is unfair, but that doesn't mean that you can't utilize certain information, certain glitches to make yourself a better person, to make sure you take care of your family, to make sure you have the life that you want. Guys, if you're only here one fucking time, the fact that we're creating content here, do you think this is some ad revenue bullshit? No, dude, like when I sit down with this guy, he actually cares, right? When I sit down with my people, they're like, dude, how can we help all these kids that actually want to get out, but don't know how to do it? Let's go talk to them how we did it. Let's go spit some game. Let's just chat, and hopefully they can get in the room and observe the millionaires. I mean, you see me, I'm about to roll out the vlog. It's literally just an entire vlog of us just talking.
Doing dope shit, bro.
Millionaires hanging out in a room and just hanging out, and you get to tap into that wisdom. So that vlog's coming out, and probably after your shit. So.
It is, and bro, and that's it, bro. I'm not gonna close this video with any fucking like, subscribe bullshit. Guess what, bro? If you know what's important, you know what to fucking stick around and watch.
What I want people to do in the comment section, #undeniable.
Undeniable. Thank you for coming on the channel,
Thank
bro.
you, G. See you on the next one.